Imagine fighting a painful silent war inside your own body for years. A war that makes you look pregnant when you are not, leaves you in excruciating pain, and makes you wonder if you will ever be able to carry your own child. Now imagine that after all the trauma, surgeries, and constant fear, you finally get your ultimate happy ending on your exact birthday. My people, grab a seat because the internet is currently shaking. Nollywood sweetheart Ini Dima-Okojie just gave birth to a bouncing baby boy, and the story behind this pregnancy, it is nothing short of literal miracle. We all know her as a fashion icon and an incredible actress from Blood Sisters, but behind that glamorous smile was a heavy, painful battle with fibroids. Today we are gisting about everything. Welcome back to Gist Oven, where the gist is always served hot. Today we are gisting about everything: the tears, scary surgeries, the despair, and how she finally held a miracle baby in her arms this week. Before we dive into this full gist, you know the drill. Smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment below celebrating our newest celebrity mama. Have you done that? Oh yeah, let's get into it. To truly understand how massive this victory is, we have to travel back in time. Let's go back to 2020. Ini Dima-Okojie was at the peak of her career, looking radiant, dropping jowl, dropping pictures on Instagram, and securing major movie roles. But behind closed doors, she was going through hell. She started noticing her stomach was usually bloated. She was experiencing heavy bleeding, terrible cramps, and extreme fatigue. When she finally went to the doctor, they dropped a bombshell. She had fibroids, and they weren't small ones either. They were large, aggressive, and changing the shape of her stomach. And for those who don't know, fibroids are non-cancerous growths in the uterus. They are incredibly common among Black women, but just because they are common doesn't make them easy. They can cause severe pain, heavy periods, and worst of it all, they can seriously mess with a woman's fertility. Ini was terrified. In November 2020, she had to undergo a major surgery called myomectomy to remove the fibroids. She was so brave about it. She shared her recovery journey online, showing her scars and trying to encourage other women going through the same thing.
But towards the end of 2020, I had a myomectomy, which is an invasive surgery to take out fibroids. The surgery was successful. My doctor took out every single fibroid. I healed well. It's been 3 years since the surgery, but unfortunately, the fibroids are back, which, obviously is very disheartening. It hasn't been like the easiest couple of months, but I'm okay. I've come to terms with it. I definitely don't want to do another surgery anytime soon. So this time I want to take a holistic approach in shrinking the fibroids, backed by faith. So yeah, I just thought, that it was important to share. Obviously, it's not easy to talk about. Like, honestly, I went back and forth, and I can absolutely relate because I remember the first time I found out I had fibroids in 2017. But prior to that, I was experiencing serious symptoms, but I was ignorant. As crazy as it sounds, I'd never heard about fibroids. And then one day I just spoke to my sister about it, and she's like, you're going to need to check for this. And I was like, hey, God. I check. We all know how that story went down. And then even this time, I started to have symptoms again. And I was like, surely not. Like, this thing cannot be back. So I put it off. But eventually I checked, and here we are. So it's important to check. I will be paying for 20 women to get their scans done. My hope will be that, one day there'll be a cure. But until then, I think it's very important that we just try our best to be supportive. Hey guys, I want to share something important with you today. So, if you've been following me, you probably know that towards the end of 2020, I had a myomectomy, which is an invasive surgery to take out fibroids. The surgery was successful. My doctor took out every single fibroid. I healed well. It's been 3 years since the surgery, but unfortunately, the fibroids are back, which, obviously is very disheartening. It hasn't been like the easiest couple of months, but I'm okay. I've come to terms with it. I definitely don't want to do another surgery anytime soon. So this time I want to take a holistic approach in shrinking the fibroids, back my faith. So yeah, I just thought, that it was important to share. Obviously, it's not easy to talk about. Like, honestly, I went back and forth on whether or not I should. But I just remember the first time I shared my story and how impactful it was. So many women, felt seen, so many girls felt seen, so many people shared their story with me, so many people shared their stories, publicly. And, the stats of this thing, too many women, especially Black women, go through it. And I just feel like it wasn't being talked about enough. It's still not being talked about enough. I don't even know if enough is being done to find like a real remedy for it.
After that surgery, she thought the worst was behind. She healed, her stomach went flat again, and she married the love of her life, Dr. Abasi Ene-Obong, in a beautiful star-studded wedding in 2022. Life was good, right? Well, fate had other plans. Now let's fast forward to early 2024, and the nightmare returned. Ini started feeling those same familiar awful pains. Her stomach started swelling again. Can you imagine the emotional trauma? You have already done a major surgery, you thought you were free, and suddenly the enemy is back. She was really, really traumatized. She went back to the hospital and the scan confirmed her worst fear. The fibroids were back, and this time they were even more aggressive. Ini broke down. She actually put out a very emotional video on her social media, crying completely vulnerable. She said she felt defeated. She asked, why me? Why do I have to go through this again? The doctors told her that because of where the new fibroids were positioned, getting pregnant was going to be a massive uphill battle. They suggested another surgery, but the risk of scar tissue from multiple surgeries messing up her womb was very real. She was at crossroads. Imagine your doctor telling you that if you do another surgery, you might not be able to conceive. Or will you just say, okay, you want to go with the pain and conceive with the fibroids inside you? Because it could actually take your life. It was a dark, confusing time for her and her husband, but Ini decided to hold on to faith. She started researching holistic ways to manage it, changing her diet completely, cutting out dairy, gluten, and processed sugar, just trying to shrink them naturally or at least stop the pain. Every single month was a struggle. Every month came with the heartbreak of negative pregnancy tests paired with the physical torture of fibroid pain. But you see, God, when He wants to show up, He shows up big time. While the other world was busy pitying her and praying for her, a miracle was quietly brewing in her womb. Ini and her husband managed to conceive against all medical odds, and the most beautiful part, she kept it a secret. Then later, she decided to show beautiful picture of her baby bump on Instagram. Given an history, you can't blame her. A high-risk pregnancy like that needs absolute peace of mind. Then came Wednesday, June 2026. Usually on her birthday, Ini dropped some of the more glamorous, high-fashion photo shoots you have ever seen. Fans were waiting for the usual birthday glam, but instead of a runway dress, Ini dropped photos straight from a hospital bed, no makeup, looking completely exhausted but absolutely radiant, and in her arms a beautiful, perfect newborn baby boy. Her captioning the post saying that motherhood is officially her most transformative, humbling, and challenging role yet. She didn't quote it in sugar either. She confessed that the newborn face is beautiful, but it's also completely overwhelming and exhausting. The comment section instantly caught fire, and Nollywood besties like Nancy Isime, Chioma, and Osas have been screaming with joy online. Ini's story is a massive ray of hope for every single woman out there currently battling fibroid, dealing with infertility, or wondering if their own miracle will ever come. She fought a hard battle, she cried her own tears openly, and now she's holding her baby. And now she's holding her reward. We want to say a huge congratulations to Ini Dima-Okojie and Dr. Abasi on the arrival of their prince. What do you think about this beautiful miracle story? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs a dose of hope today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.